firefighters and the crews, and we're just a small cog in that wheel. And we love and the engine companies, but we're there to get there as fast as we can and try to secure a flank. So you have a fire really quickly. You have the fire, the bottom part is the heel, 2 flanks and a head. We decide when we get there where we can make the best progress. If we could take this left flank and hold it, and if we hold it long enough, then everybody else comes in, and we've held it long enough so we get the reinforcements in there and we get to put the fire out, right? Obviously, when things are in alignment with whether it be weather and time of season and all that goodness, sometimes we can hold it, but we do our best. So basically that helicopter is the fire engine in the sky, right? That is our water source. That it holds up to 370 gallons of water in the tank, and you'll see it. But we have the reserve ship today. We won't have the tank, right? That's our baby. Our baby is off getting some work done to it, but we have a reserve ship, and it doesn't come with the tank. It has a bucket, which you'll see when it gets here. That's not our day-to-day operation, the bucket, but we're going to provide the operation of the bucket today when they come in. So the operation here today is they're going to come in, land, get out as they were on a fire, and apply the bucket, and then the pilot, we have a female pilot, she's going to fly up, take off, and go around and kind of show you how it works.
Now, Captain Rameriz, can you also let them know kind of what the kind of firefighters you look for and,
right,
and the intensity of the program and why that is necessary?
Well, everything's about safety, of course, right? So you can't be safe if you have to go back for firefighters that maybe don't meet a certain bar. And so the physical prowess of these firefighters that we have on our crew is pretty high. These guys are endurance athletes that we have on our crew, which makes it hard for the captains because we're getting a little older, right? So, but we do that so that they can give all they can for that 95% of the time, 10 acres or less, okay? And so we train hard, and what we try to do is get guys from the unit or other units to come visit us and come play with us, come run with us, come hike with us, and see the expectation. And kind of like a wild pack of dogs, they start sniffing each other and they get to know each other, and we figure out who's who, and we break it down to about 12 guys, and it's the 12 rock stars that were on the unit. Basically, we have all these engine companies, and they have guys on the crew that are willing to come over, but they have to come over and play with us a little bit and see what it's all about, because it's an arduous job.
Captain, can you hover and unload, or do you have to land?
Yes, sir. It's called a hover step. We do that. It's all everything's incident driven. So if we were to come here and we could not land at this pad and it was all rocky and what have you, yeah, we'd go reconfigure and then hover step into that fire.
Yeah. And then also, can you speak to short haul and why we have that as a program and why that's so critical on fires?
Right. It used to be a short haul program. Now it is an air rescue program where we actually have a hoist, as you see with local cooperators, LA County, Orange County, San Bernardino County Sheriffs. Everybody has a hoist. The hoist is for us. Basically, we want to make sure, CAL FIRE wants to make sure that we're able to protect our firefighters and be able to extricate a victim or a firefighter that's hurt on the fire line. Sometimes we help local agencies with hoisting.
Yeah, with MCIs.
With MCS or with hoisting out of the fire element. But essentially, that's what it's there. It's to protect our own people, to get them from a bad place to a better place. And that's how we do it. And we train as much with air rescue as we do with fighting fire. Obviously, I like to fight fire a little bit more than I like to do air rescue, but I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So, or we are getting pretty good at it. So, I don't know if you know, the helicopter that will be coming in is basically a museum piece, right? It's a Vietnam-era Super Huey helicopter, which may go away here pretty soon. But the guys all know, we all speak to it, that we're pretty fortunate to work on the Huey. If you don't know, the Huey has a pretty, epic history, and so we're pretty proud of that. I'm sure at some point we'll transition to a new helicopter, but it is what it is right now, and I think it's the best helicopter for the job. Single engine, light, gets us where we need to go. I know our mission, we want to do some other things later on, but right now we couldn't be happier with what we have. And we have great pilots, so basically we have 2 pilots, 4 captains, 2 engineers. They drive the fuel tender. That's also a reserve fuel tender, but we have a helicopter that goes to a fire, and then we have chase rigs, the fuel tender and a van, and they come to support our operation in case they need to move us to another area of the fire, or they need to get us to an airport or something like that. So we have chase rigs that follow us. don't know, it's a pretty exciting job, quite honestly. All the captains hike and run in the winter, all winter long, just to keep up with the kids. So they're keeping us pretty healthy. We all try to stay away from the salt and all the bad food, and we're all trying to live a good life. And so it's pretty exciting. It's a lifestyle. It's fun to compete with a friendly competition with other Helitack crews and the other hot shot crews and the state crews, and trying to get up the hill. It's a good time. You know, our line, if you don't know, we construct line, and that line is our signature, and we're pretty proud of the product that we produce on the fire line, and we want to continue that. So.
And what do you mean by line? Can you explain that a little bit?
Line construction, basically, if this was the fire here, for this fire not to advance one way or the other, if we had wind at our back as we do right now, right, we cut a break in the fuel to mineral soil, just like this, exactly like that. That's mineral soil. There's no brush in there. There's no vegetation. So once you've done that, the fire cannot advance outside that. What you want to do is you want to catch it at the heel of the fire. So if this was the heel of the fire and it's advancing this way, once you put this in, it's called an anchor point, the fire is not going to be able to outflank you at some point. So this is all secure, so you can advance up the side of this fire if it's continuing this way. There's no way that this fire is going to get out that line and then come around and bite you. Okay? So kind of the simple way is ank, flank, and pinch. That's what we call it. You anchor the fire, you flank whatever side, and then we try to pinch it with air attack, with the air tankers, the helicopters, and the hose lays.